मगाशी तुम्ही बंदीचा उल्लेख केला होता तुमच्या एका चित्रपटाच्या निमित्तानं की सरकारने बंदी टाकली आणि अपवादात्मक त्यावेळी बंदी पडायची वगैरे अशी
संस्कार.
पण आजकाल बऱ्याच वेळा सारखं सरकार कुठल्या ना कुठल्या तरी छोट्या ग्रुपने जरी हे केलं तरी बंदी टाकतो. कला आणि बंदी
आजकाल
काय होतं?
संस्कार बाहेर येऊ शकलं असतं की नाही याच्याबद्दल संशय. सरकार आणि बंदी घालायला नको. द लोक इट्स द ऑडियन्स हॅज बिकम द जनरल पॉप्युलेशन हॅज बिकम सो व्हायलंट. आम्हाला नाही पसंत. they come and block up things, it is ridiculous. Like in which was it? The Deepa Mehta's film about about fire, where the Shiv Sena women tried to stop it. I mean, any group just gets up and says we are shocked and we will stop. It's become extremely difficult, because ultimately performing arts, the audience has to come. Unlike in television, if you are going to dance or if you are going to show a film or you are going to do the natak, the audience has to come there, and it should be safe for the audience to come and sit. Yeah. And that has become very dodgy. People get sitting.
But we all know this intolerance is somewhat engineered.
Oh yes.
They are not 24/7 intolerant.
No, but there's still no consolation to the filmmaker. When your film is in trouble and not being shown, you make a film. And someone finds something, Arakshan film. I mean, some Dalits went again, which is ridiculous. It's actually a pro-Dalit film. But some leaders decided that, what the way Dalits were shown, they didn't like. But you immediately get up and you try to stop a film.
अशी झुंडशाही, अशी असहिष्णुता वाढणं हे कलेच्या वातावरणात कधीच कलेला नेहमी पोषक नसतंच असं. पण मग अशा वेळेला मार्ग काय असू शकतो?
I don't know. आमच्या it's very scary, really, that in public life there is so much intolerance. In Jaipur, when our Ashish Nandi spoke, if you had read the whole lecture, you could see that he was not attacking Dalits, but they just picked up one paragraph, the Dalit leaders, and turned it into Ashish has always been a very liberal writer. But they turned it into him and it became a great anti-Dalit issue. But if you had read, what he was saying was that the biggest names on the headlines in crime are all Dalit names because the upper castes are quietly kept away. Those who are born from the landowning classes and so on are hidden away in this media, and only these poor defenseless Dalits get the. But it was immediately turned upside down. And the protest, my son was there and he said you couldn't move without a policeman in the Jaipur lit festival.
काय तुम्हाला काय कारण वाटतं एवढी असहिष्णुता कलेच्या क्षेत्रामध्ये सुद्धा येणं आणि व्यवस्थेमध्ये येणं आणि लोकांमध्ये?
One thing is this is whether I should say it or not, is the tremendous competition in media for news. I think so anything becomes an issue, anything becomes a great issue, and anything becomes a controversy. And for instance, I'll give you my example. I'm sorry I shouldn't talk about it, but I attacked Nepal, and that became an issue. But that was carefully calculated attack. गडबड व्हावी याच करता मी केलेलं होतं. So but then I made a very casual remark about Tagore. It was made at a lecture saying he tried to do it. He's not as great. But that also then I became Girish Karnad became the controversial figure. I talked about Rahman. That also becomes controversial. I became the creator of controversy. It is difficult to. This is, I think, because somewhere the media competes with each other for television media, particularly for hot news, that they actually create scandals. And a lot of this beating up in South Canada of women who go to clubs was encouraged by the television. You see, because the television cameras went to them to shoot them.
The Chaddi, Lal Chaddi Club and the
it was, and so.
Created and articulated by media.
And they get publicity. You see each other. For these unemployed boys from the slums or whatever it is, 17 or 18, television or okay, they caught by the police for 3 days and let out. Okay, what difference does it make? Yeah. But but the television actually sends a whole unit to go with them and shoot it and so on. This is what happened in South Canada all the time. I mean, it was, of course, encouraged by certain sections of the BJP, but there it is.
मगाच तुमचा जो प्रश्न होता ना उत्तर होतं तेव्हा तो मुद्दा घ्यायचा होता की एकंदरच खऱ्या टीकेला आपण घाबरतो का आणि एखाद्याला एकदा नायक ठरवलं की त्याच्यात अनायकी काही असूच शकत नाही असं मानायची आपली पद्धत असते का? म्हणजे आता उदाहरणार्थ चर्चेत होतं शिवाजी महाराजांना 100% चांगलंच असणार, शिवाजी महाराज दुखले असणार, त्यांना कधीतरी डोकेदुखी झाली असणार, पण शिवाजी म्हणजे सतत तो
तुझं इतकी होते की यू कॅनॉट से that someone had any weakness, someone had any, that he may have done something politically incorrect. That it immediately becomes unacceptable. This has happened with Tagore now and so on. And you can't say it about Ambedkar also, there is a whole approach. So, and of course people use it. I mean, all you have to do is to create a riot, is to put a chapel on an Ambedkar statue. Bas, pura, anyone can put that. It creates riots. Now, the houses are set on fire, this, and that has become terrible. I mean, there is...
पण मग समाज म्हणून आपण प्रौढ व्हायचं आहोत अशा अवस्थेला आहोत का? एका बाजूला भौतिक प्रगतीने आपण प्रौढ आणि विकसित देशांची स्पर्धा करू इच्छितो, पण सांस्कृतिक दृष्ट्या सामाजिक दृष्ट्या आपण अजूनही मागास म्हणता येणार नाही पण पुढेही गेलेले नाहीत अशा कुठल्या तरी अवस्थेत आहोत का? याचं कारण असं वाटतं की कुठल्याही विचाराला आपण सतत घाबरतो.
There is no discussion at all. Actually, I think we've gone back in the last 20-30 years, and I sometimes blame it on the Babri masjid. Because Babri Masjid was the first episode where a small group said, we are upset. According to us, this was built on Ram Mandir, and they created a furor and they succeeded. And not only did they pull down the Babri Masjid, but they came to power. The BJP, which had sorry I'm making a political statement, perhaps I shouldn't, but a party which had 4 people in the parliament became to power, and the person was 2. They became in the power, and Advani, who had actually organized and was known as organized that attack, became the Home Minister, in charge of law and order. How ridiculous. And I sometimes feel that was the beginning, because it suddenly showed that Gundagiri pays in our society. Somewhere it has a glamour if you do it at various levels. I mean, there have been other parties and so on, but that was on a national level.